Alright, hello. So this time I will not be joined with another person, unfortunately. It'll just be me again. Yeah. Let's just go right where we left off, which I'm guessing is this save. Yeah, now I remember, yeah, because we were knocked out by Maverick, and then Bryce came, and then he took us home. Yeah. Think I remember where we left off. Okay. I fell into a deep slumber. Alright. The next day I woke with many questions lingering in my head. I considered calling someone from the police department to ask about Reza and Maverick, but in the end I decided against doing it, so... Jesus, I'm very tired today, so sorry about that. I decided against doing so, as I was sure they would contact me if they had anything to tell me. I knew it was no use worrying about it for now, so I settled for starting another book. It didn't take very long, though, before the doorbell rang. Did Bryce, the chief of police, take it upon himself to escort me today? Oh, it's you again. Are you surprised? No, but I guess it'll mean bad news. Afraid so. How are you holding up? Better than yesterday, that's for sure. Let's go for a walk then, shall we? Sure. This time I was taken along a different route than yesterday, and I was quite sure that and I was quite sure there was more to this than just taking a walk. I'll just go ahead and guess you didn't find Reza. Yeah, we hoped we would have come back. We hoped... Jesus. Okay, I need a... Holy shit, I'll be back in a sec. Yeah, we hoped he would have come back on his own by now. Do you have any idea where he might be? Maybe he mentioned some sort of place in particular that holds some meaning to him. No, not really. We didn't get a chance to talk much at all yesterday. Before. There's that too. I have no idea why Reza would have done anything like that. I had the impression that they weren't very fond of each other, but this... How is he, by the way? Oh, Maverick is doing fine, but there's plenty of blame to go around. You're right, they didn't particularly like each other. In his statement, Maverick says he suspected Reza of planning some sort of attack. Do you know anything about that? No, he only told me something was going to happen, not that he was planning anything. At least that was the impression I got. He's suspecting you too, by the way, that you both planned this all from the beginning. No, that wouldn't make any sense. Actually, none of this is making any sense. Why would we go through all the links of our agreement only to jeopardize it by doing something like this? You even already have our PDAs and we don't have much to show for it yet. If we had any nefarious plans, this wouldn't have been a very good idea. You have a good point, I believe you, but from our side we only have Maverick's word and on the whole matter. After all, he was the one who spent the most time with Reza since he arrived here. But even then, he didn't really have any reason to follow you yesterday, and his behavior was completely out of line. I'm just glad you came out fine. If he wasn't on mandatory sick leave, he would be suspended right now. We'll have to wait until this whole thing is over before we decide what to do with him. I can assure you this won't be taken lightly. Maybe they both acted in the heat of the moment. Where I come from, this kind of attack on a diplomat could be classified as an act of war punishable by death. I hope so. What the hell did he say again? I can assure you this won't be taken lightly. Yeah, maybe they both acted in the heat of the moment. Maybe. We've still got quite a lot on our hands right now, though. We have a wounded dragon and a missing human. This could lead to a diplomatic crisis. Maybe Reza will still show up soon and we can get all of this behind us. I hope so too. I really wouldn't want to jeopardize everything over this unfortunate incident. Yeah, how about we both just keep quiet about this whole thing for now. After all, I don't think any of us wants our people panicking about this already, right? I merely nodded in agreement. Eventually, we arrived at the police station where the chief took my formal statement in regards to yesterday's events. He asked me about Reza and Maverick too, not that I knew much of anything that preceded yesterday's events, or the mysterious catastrophe Reza had mentioned. Afterwards he thanked me and left to file my statement while I sat by his table, waiting and listening to the going-ons of this small provincial town police department. When he returned, he was approached by someone who seemed to have urgent news. A lot of talking between the two ensued that I couldn't make out from my position. This went on for a bit until Bryce returned to me. "Afraid I have some more bad news for you. Reza has officially become a murder suspect." Why is my accent so fucking weird all of a sudden? I feel like it's changed since the last time I did this. The last recording session was like a week ago, if I remember correctly. So yeah. My accent changes like on the daily, it's weird. And how I pronounce words, anyways. Murder? We're headed to the crime scene and hoped you'd come with us. Me? A crime scene? I don't really know much about forensics. It's just that you're the only link to Reza we have. Consider what he said would happen to us. It's in all of our interests that we find him as soon as possible, and if he has anything to do with it, you might be able to help us find him. Your cooperation would certainly be appreciated, and it would be a nice gesture to show us that you're trustworthy in the eyes of those who might think otherwise after what happened yesterday. Will you help us? I will help you. I suppose I don't really have much choice here, but you're right. We've got to find Reza, and if that's what it takes, then I'll do it. Very well. Let us go then. On our way to the crime scene, he tried to prepare me for what would come. I had studied biology, so I was familiar with the sight of dead animals, asking myself how similar this would be. I wondered if my reaction would be any different if it wasn't a dragon, but a human corpse I would be seeing. When we arrived, we were met by Sebastian, who gave us an overview of the whole situation. This morning, the victim was found by a delivery flyer for a restaurant. Blood loss from multiple wounds are the likely cause of death. Forensics was already here, so feel free to poke around. A few paces in front of us, the unfortunate victim lay on the ground, covered by a sheet that concealed the body, but not the large red stain beneath. We approached, while Sebastian went off to deter any curious onlookers. I know it won't be pretty, and I'm sorry for putting you through this, but you know what's at stake here. Just remember what I told you, and you should be fine. Alright. Are you ready? I guess so. Interesting. You would think that a dragon could fend himself off. What do you think? Well, he's definitely dead. Yeah, rip. Okay. Don't know if that's... I think that's supposed to be, like, sincere, because it definitely doesn't sound sincere. So yeah, rip. Okay. Let's just say this will be your test, and tell me what you can deduce from what you see. Give it your best shot. Oh. Interesting. It's like a mini-game almost. 2 wings, 2 legs, just like the waitress at the cafe. About as big as a human, lengthwise, if not slightly taller. The wingspan would certainly look impressive at that size. The wounds are kinda hard to miss. True, but what are they telling you? Okay. It was suicide. Probably not, that would take a lot of effort. Okay, he was already dead when we got these wounds. The perpetrator was an unusually large or small person. Sharp implement would be the smartest choice, because, I mean... yeah. They are clean cuts, like from a knife or another sharp instrument. That is true, but why does this matter? Dragons don't use knives. Or actually, no, well, I don't know, they might. It couldn't have been Reza. I mean, yeah, it probably is Reza. Actually, doesn't. Could only if it's one of the hands. Tells us it was suicide. Probably hands. That's right. Only one of us who only those of us who walk on two legs have the proper dexterity to wield a knife effectively. Most other dragons would probably just bite instead. Of course, this rules out most of the bigger dragons and flyers. But then, Reza still has his... what was it called again? You mean his gun? Yeah, if it was him, why would he kill someone with a knife rather than just use this gun on him? Yeah, that's what I was saying. It makes him look cooler. He lost his gun, he didn't want to make any noise. He wouldn't because it wasn't him. He wouldn't because it was clearly suicide. These last two have some quite repetitive nature. They're pretty much at every one of the answers. Okay, probably don't want to make any noise, or he lost his gun. I mean, I doubt he lost his gun. He's probably not that stupid. No noise. After all, he ran away from Maverick, trying to hide from the police. Something as loud as a gunshot would have easily given away his position and alerted others in the area. Right, that could be a good reason. By the way, which wound do you think was the lethal one? I mean, probably the one with the blood. Neck? I think it was the one on the neck. That's right. If all the blood from it wasn't a giveaway, then this is a stab wound, characterized by a rather small footprint. You can tell it's also the deepest one. And from the location, it's pretty obvious this must have done tremendous damage. What else do you see? We talked about all that, but there's the stuff in the maw. The blood splatters suggest that. Committed suicide again, dang. Could have been a hemophiliac, because, I mean, it's quite a bit of blood, but, I mean, we don't know how much dragons bleed compared to us. I'm surprised they don't have, like, blue blood or something, like most alien movies. He probably died here, since there's a bunch of... it's not like it's being dragged anywhere, so he probably died here. He died here, else there would have been a trail we could follow. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The splatters also suggest this is where they fought. That's true. Unfortunately, it doesn't help with determining who the perpetrator is. Objection. Fuck. Excuse me. Objection. Excuse me. Sorry, I just wanted to say that. Go on, please. Oh yeah, there it is. What about the blood on his muzzle? You tell me. The blood on his muzzle suggests that he probably fought back. Did he? Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't you fight back? Probably sucked at fighting back, though. Jesus. Okay. He probably fought back. I mean, it doesn't make sense that he... These are all, like, pretty trolly answers compared to this, so... He fought back. It might be the perpetrator's blood. Yes, that is true. I expect forensics already took a sample of it, so it might actually help us determine who the perpetrator is. I think that's about everything. Oh, that's it. Cool. You know what, kid? I'm impressed. Maybe we should have you around more often. No thank you. Hey, Chief, do you still need the witness here for anything? Sebastian approached with the dragon who had discovered the body earlier. I recognized her as Adine, the waitress from the cafe. She seemed distraught, which, given the situation, wasn't very surprising. I don't think so. Take her to the apartment, get her statement written up, and that should be it. Sure thing. Alright, miss, we're gonna have to take you to the department. Of course. When she spotted me, however, her composure brightened visibly. Oh, it's the human. Well, I'm a human. I have a name, you know. Go away. It's quite rude. I have a name, you know. Actually, I don't. You never told me it. It's Rick. What are you even doing here? Do you work for the police now? Guess so. That doesn't sound very convincing. I'm not quite convinced either. By the way, I didn't know you also did deliveries. I do a little bit of everything, really. That's nice. I liked my coffee yesterday. If you like it, why don't you take our number? We could deliver something to you next time if you don't want to come in. Thanks. Sorry, I guess I should be... Jesus, sorry, I guess we should get going. Bye. What do we do now? What do we do now? I suppose we'll head off too, unless... Oh no. What is it? Hello again, Maverick. We've got a violent homicide, and of course nobody from the department tells me. I have to find out from a neighbor who wanted to ask me about it. Good thing rumors travel fast, eh? Of course nobody told you. You're on sick leave. Mandatory sick leave, I might add. I'm not here in any official capacity, you see. I should probably do my deep voice again. I'm merely enjoying a curative walk. Creative? Yeah, that's right. Walk in the fresh air and happen to come across you by accident. What do you want? I don't want anything. I just find it interesting that no one tells me about this. But the prime suspect's buddy can mess with the investigation. I see how it is. I know what you're thinking, but don't jump to conclusions here. I don't need to jump to conclusions. I think the dead body we found says it all. You really have an attitude problem. You know, if you weren't on sick leave, you'd be suspended right now for attacking Rick yesterday. Do you have any idea what kind of repercussions this could have on us all? Me attack Rick? As far as I see, I'm the only one who's injured here. Besides, I'm so sorry for apparently being the only one who's doing his damn job. Right, let's just sit idly by while the suspect's on the loose and planning his next move. You know, whatever it was Reza was talking about, he was going to tell me just before you showed up yesterday. I don't need to hear you, of all people, belittling me about this. What's your problem? If anything, I want to find him just as much as you do. Don't compare yourself to me. Your words mean nothing. Enough. You shouldn't be here, so you better go now and get some rest before I have to take disciplinary action. Maybe I should give them each a different accent or something. But they'll all kind of blend together because my own accent's kind of scuffed in itself. Okay. Fine, but when we find him, you'll see I was right. If I had to prove it myself, so be it. Can he even just do his own investigation like that? Well, as long as he doesn't interfere with us, we can't really stop him from doing things in his own free time. I see. I suspect he won't adhere to the standards of performing an unbiased investigation, though. He has already made up his mind. It's clear to me he won't be looking for facts, just for evidence to support his own view in order to prove it to us or himself. Who knows? He's always been like that. Always someone to prove. We'll have to be careful. He'll be looking for Reza soon enough. To be fair, I might be too if I was shot. Let's hope we find Reza before he does. At least that means someone will find him, right? To be fair, I might also be mad if I'm shot. Yeah, and that's exactly why we wouldn't be on the case, even if he was on sick leave. That's not an American accent. What the hell am I doing? Don't worry. Reza will turn up eventually. I surely hope so. All things considered, I had to admit it remained a possibility that Maverick was right. But could the Reza I know really be a murderer? You know what? If you think of something that might help with our investigation, or if you need anything else, just call me. Whoops. I will. Well, I think we're done here. Let's go. Bryce led me back to the apartment. I guess there wasn't really much for me to do in the meantime, as I was spared the more arduous. Let me search that up. I have no idea how to say that. Jeez, how the hell do you spell that? Oh no, go back. Go back. How do I go back? Go! Why the hell can I go back like I used to? The fuck? I can't scroll. Oh, I did not mean to press that. Okay, well, whatever. I have no idea what I just skipped, but whatever. Okay, Meet with Remy, meet with Anna, meet with Lorem, meet with Bryce, order some lunch, meet with Sebastian. I'm assuming order some lunch is like meeting with the dean, because she was just like talking about doing deliveries and stuff like that. I'm kind of interested in Remy. We didn't really get to see too much of him after the first interaction. So yeah, let's meet with Remy. He told me to meet him in the lobby, but nobody's here. Maybe I should look for him. He can't be too far after all. Looks like you've seen this before. Oh, I exited Remy's bed ending. Nope, I don't want to skip. As you wish. It was quite a spacious building, lined with many bookcases on multiple floors. From the looks of it, it seemed to be as much of an archive as it was a library, with immaculate order per meeting the chamber. It was the kind of place I could see myself getting lost in for an afternoon or two, thumbing through all the interesting books it could offer me. I was looking around in wonder when suddenly a voice penetrated the silence. Remy! I couldn't see who the voice belonged to, but it came from the more private area in the back. It was followed by footsteps that approached it. Oh, what voice did I give Remy? I completely forgot. Oh, you're still here. Of course I'm still here. I have business to attend to. Certainly, I just assumed you'd be done by now, Amira. Guess your assumption was wrong then. Be a good boy and bring me some coffee, will you? That's kinda creepy. Of course, Amira. I heard more movement, though I still could not see either of the two who spoke behind all the bookcases. I assumed the area was off limits to a visitor like myself, and decided to wait. Here you go. Now let me read in peace, you silly boy. Of course. I heard him walk towards my direction until he emerged from behind a bookcase and spotted me. Oh, hello, Rick. I didn't expect to see you so soon. Not like I had anything better to do. Well, I'm glad to see you again at any rate. Who was that in the back there? I guess you heard that, didn't you? That was my superior. She's the Minister of Culture and Arts, which means I'm technically in her employment, though generally speaking I work for the council at large, not just her. So this is where you work, huh? Most of the time, yes. That makes you a librarian, I suppose. There's a little more to it. I'm not just in charge of the books, I'm a scholar and study them too. For example, if the council requests knowledge on certain topics like facts, statistics, or other information of interest, it is part of my job to research it and present it to them in an appropriate manner. So basically you're an expert on everything? That sounds like the thing I'd like to do. Just thinking about that kind of work day after day gives me a headache. Sounds like something I'd like to do. Guess you came to the right place then. Anyways, was there a particular reason you wanted to meet me? Oh, you're just too damn cute, that's why. I was interested in what you said the other day. You have myths about humans. I was bored and coming here seemed to be the most interesting option. This seems the most respectful. Oh, right. I still have work to do, but I could show you something afterwards. Either way, now that you're here, you could help me with something. I've got some books that need to be sorted over there. Alright. How do I fit them in? Alphabetically? Oh no, the arrangement you see in this library is based on a sophisticated system that sorts everything in a very intuitive manner based on the number of criteria: genre, author, complexity, and age. As you can probably tell, we have a lot of specimens, so just sorting them by alphabet would be far from suff and efficient. Suff and efficient, that's a little odd phrasing. Sounds complicated. It's not that hard, I'll show you. Basically, these 8 books you see over there We're all part of a selection that was moved, so they all have to be sorted into their new area. The problem is their labels are so old that they've started to fade away, which makes sorting them a little harder. They'll get new labels soon, but until then we'll just have to make do with what we have here. All of them are by Hazik Akil, a writer on the subject of history, and a very prolific one, I might add. You will find the shelf they belong to over there. Now it is just a matter of placing them in the right order, from oldest to newest. I have written down everything still legible from the old labels here. For someone like you, putting them in order shouldn't be a problem. Well, thank you. In any case, I'll be working on something else in the meantime, so let me know once you're done. Alright, hints. I don't need a hint. What am I, a beta? Okay, is there like a notepad or something? Because I feel like I'm going to forget these. Alright, I think I'm good. So the hints are... The third war is directly preceded by the spark. Preceded. Does preceded mean come before or come after? I forget. Let me search that up too. Come before something in time. Okay, so... The third war comes before the spark, pretty much. Okay. So that we know already, so we know goes the third war. Okay, the first war is directly before the inception. Okay. The invention is not the third, seventh, or last book. How many books are there? Whatever, I'll just do that. Okay, so the second war is the fourth book, okay. And then there's only one book before the first war. Okay. So that would mean the first war is the second book. Yeah. And the Inception is the third book. Okay. The Enlightenment comes at some point after the third war. Okay, wait, what books are there? How do you... I'm pretty sure I know where everything goes, but like the tribe and the invention could be interchangeable. So it's like a 50-50 on the last one, because there's nothing about those ones. So I think the invention is the first one. Actually, no, the tribe... See, going off of the names, the tribe sounds like it makes the most sense if it was first. Because it's the tribe, so it's like the Stone Age or something. I'm just gonna guess. Okay, I'm just gonna say the tribe is the first one. That sounds wrong, though, I don't know. I'm gonna say the tribe is the first one. And the invention is the fifth one. Okay, so the first book is the tribe. The second book is the first war. The third book is the inception. The fourth book is the second war. The fifth book is the invention. The sixth book is the third war. The seventh book is the spark. And the last one's the enlightenment. I think that's it. Oh, you're done. Let me take a look then. Sorry to disappoint you, but it seems only 4 books are in the right place. Wait, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit, I got that right. Wrong. Let me try again. Alright, I'll come back in a bit. I already know the hints, game. Then it's the enlightenment, and then it's the invention. I think that's it. Let me take a look. And that's wrong again. Shit. Okay. Okay. Preceded means directly before, right? Come before something in time. So if the third war is directly preceded by the spark, it means it comes before the spark, right? Or am I stupid and it's the other way around? Or preceded by the spark? So it means it comes... Shit, it is the other way around, because directly preceded... How am I supposed to know that? That's such a fucking play on words. The sixth book is the spark, the seventh book is the third war, last is the enlightenment. I think that's it. Are you done? Hey, seems like you got it all right. Well done, Rick. That wasn't too hard. I was just a bit stupid. Okay. In any case, there's a box here that belongs in storage. You can put that away. I'll finish the last bit of sorting, and then we'll be done for the day. That rhymed. Nice one. Sure thing. Great. I'll see you in a bit then. Phew, this is heavier than I thought. I lifted the box and carried it towards its shelf, but just as I was about to reach it, I tripped suddenly, sending me to the ground as the contents of the box spilled across the floor. Add some insult to injury here, dang. Okay. Ouch. I scrambled to gather various items as the voice of the dragon called out to me. Is everything alright?